Hi there, crafty friends. Welcome and thank you for joining me. Today, I thought we would take a look at the Flowers for the Soul suite from Pink Fresh Studio. We've got some great sentiments on here, and you get two larger stamps that has coordinating dies. There is also a stencil set that goes with this set. But today we are just going to use the dies and the washi. I am very short-handed on birthday cards, and I am hoping that we can get two cards out of one washi panel. So let's go ahead and get this on our paper here. And this is the reason why I'm hoping I can get two, because of this large image here. I'm hoping to just use that image for one card and then all the other little images on another card. So hopefully we can get two out of this. I like to just make sure that is pressed down nice and good without any air bubbles. And then I will take my bone folder and just kind of burnish that washi tape on the paper, just like that. So let's get our dies out. There are two dies here. I love that they have cut the large panel like into two sections. It does cut easier if you don't have the extended plates. I'm just going to line them up this way though, and I have found that it works best for me if I take a large piece of my repositionable tape and I put that on the washi tape across the die and then onto the paper. And let me get my plates. I'm using my Empress and I'm going to put this on my magnetic plate, and I am also going to tape this to the plate. Let me just make sure that is all lined up. So I want to make sure that this die does not shift. I want to make sure that we get a good cut and that the die doesn't move at all. Then we can remove that washi tape. Those pieces will pop right out, and then we can use our other die. I've got that all lined up, so I will repeat that same process. Make sure that tape is on the die, the washi, and my cutting plate. And then I can just trim this off so it goes through the machine a little better. Then once we get all that tape off of there, our images will just pop right out. And you get so many images with this set that I'm hoping we can get two cards out of it. I am also bringing in my double stitched elongated oval dies. So I'm taking the second from the largest and I went ahead and I cut two panels out of that. Then I've got the third and fourth from the largest, and I taped those together because I want just a frame, and I cut that out of Pink Fresh Studio Gold glitter cardstock. And then for my backgrounds, I prepared two just because I wasn't sure which one I wanted. I've got this penny black embossing folder with the script handwriting. And then I've also got this Better Press script text. It's actually a press plate, but I used it to hot foil. So I've got this one that I hot foiled. This is the Better Press, and I hot foiled that in gold. And then this is the background that I did with that embossing folder, and you get that really nice image on there of that text. I just love that. So my plan here is we're going to do an oval, and then we will place our glitter frame right in the middle. And what I'm hoping we have enough pieces here. We've got little bits in there still. I'm hoping to put this larger image on that card and have it like fill in most of that area. And then we've got one more here that has stems on it, and I'm going to put that one down here. And then I think I want that one up there. What else can we do? I think, should we fill in this area down here on the bottom? Like that. This one matches there. I think that's good. And then I know I want this flower, this yellow flower. That is so pretty. This washi tape, it's got that gold gilding on it, and it is just beautiful. So do we want this piece? I don't know. That looks kind of, or do we want some leaves in there? You know what? I think we'll add the leaves. And then this little one, we can put there to kind of cover that empty space right there. I think that's good. And then we have one more little one. Well, you know what? Let's get assembled and then we'll figure out if we want to use those. So now what I want to do is I am going to put foam tape on the back of everything. I'm going to put foam tape on my background, on my layering piece, and on my frame. And for this, I'm just going to use the foam strips, because if you take the backing off, you can curve that. And that will just curve really nice around our oval. So let me get all that foam tape and foam strips added. So I've got foam tape behind my oval frames or foam strips. Then I've got foam tape behind my solid ovals, and I am adhering those to the backgrounds. My backgrounds are 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm just trying to get that as centered as I possibly can. Then I can bring in my arrangement here. I've already got the backing off of that frame, and I'm just going to kind of eyeball that and see how I want that. I think we need some foam squares back behind here so that stands up. And I am going to use the tall foam squares, the thicker ones. And I'm just going to put those right on the back of that image. So then we can bring this in. We can try to center this. Then we can fluff up our flowers, our images. Let's put this one aside for a minute and do the same for our second one. You know, when I was looking at my backgrounds, I wasn't sure which one I was going to like better, but I'm really liking this Spellbinders plate. I thought it might be too busy, but I don't think that anymore. I think it's going to look really nice. I will trim this off just a smidge from the back. Let's get this one placed. I think that's good. And let's add a foam square back behind there just to hold that flower in place. Like that. I think that's good. And now we can decorate some more. I know for sure I want this larger image up there in the left-hand corner. So let's fluff that up a little bit, and then we can glue that down. You need just a little bit extra glue, and you need to give that time to dry. And we're just going to put a little bit of pressure on that for a couple minutes just to make sure that sets. Then we can add in our other images. I think I want that leafy image right over there, but I need a little bit of foam tape for this leaf. And then we will add glue also. Then we can bring in our other flower, and I think that will go perfect right there. I am going to put a little, you know what? I'm going to cut this leaf off. I am going to put a little bit of foam tape just to hold that. Place that one, that flower right there. And then add some glue behind that. And then we can move on to our other card. I can't believe we got 2 out of this. I was really hoping for that. So I think I want this image down here. Then we've got another little floral image we can put right there. I think that's good. So let's glue those down. So I know I want this little cluster right there on the bottom. So I put a piece of foam strip on that glitter. And I think we might need, you know what, we're going to need some glue. That foam is not sticking to that glitter very well. Let's put a little bit of glue down there. We can put that foam strip on the glitter. That should hold it. And then I will also put just a little bit of glue on my die cut piece. And we can place that right there. I love that. That is so pretty. You can make the most beautiful cards really quick using washi tape. So let's get these on their card bases. I have foam tape behind the background. So for my sentiment, I am bringing in the Spellbinders Better Press plates. This is the Let's Celebrate Sentiments. I have used this one before, but I decided to go ahead and try this one because I wanted a small happy birthday on that did not take away from the image. And then I needed a larger sentiment for right there. I am going to add foam squares behind this. I'm just going to place that right in the center. I think that looks good. We can press that down. Then I have a piece of foam strip on my other sentiment, and I want to place that right in the middle. I don't want to distract from my flowers, and we've got a little break right here that I'm going to use for my sentiment. Put that right in there. And I'm really bummed that we didn't use up all of the pieces. Let's see if we can find some place. I think right there might be really nice for that other flower. Or what if we kind of trim it down and have it hanging out that way? No, I think we'll put it in there. So let's add a little glue behind this. We'll just kind of tuck that up in there. And that's perfect. But we've still got this piece left. We could do that, but I don't want it to be too busy either. You know what? We will just save that piece for another card, another day. So let's go ahead and get embellishments on here. I've got my glitter drops in gold, and I decided to use these just to accent our gold frame there. Embellishments are done, and we got 2 cards from 1 panel of washi tape, and I am loving these. I really like that background. We will definitely be using that again. I love that Spellbinders plate. And this one also came out beautiful. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.